10 human behaviors dogs hate the most. Do you consider your dog as more than just a pet? Well, you're not alone. Our furry friends are more like family members, and with that comes great responsibility. However, there are certain things we do as humans that our canine companions secretly loathe. Even though dogs are incredibly loyal and easygoing, they often have to tolerate our behavior. In this video, we'll delve into the top 10 human behaviors that dogs hate, so you can ensure your furry best friend feels loved and appreciated. 1. Interrupting dinner time. Imagine you're sitting down to enjoy a nice dinner and someone keeps poking you and interrupting your meal. Annoying, right? Well, the same goes for our pets. When it's time for your dog to have a meal, it's essential to respect their space and let them enjoy it in peace. You can do this by placing their dish in a low-traffic area and instructing everyone in the household to give them some space. Minimize dish handling and let your pooch savor the food without any disruptions. Trust us, your furry best friend will thank you for it. 2. Same food over and over. It's a bummer for our puppies when they watch us chow down on tastiest grub while they're stuck with plain old dog food. But don't fret, you can show them some love by whipping up a special meal every now and then with their favorite dish. Don't worry about having to change their food up all the time though, because dogs don't have as many taste buds as humans do, so they don't get as bored with the same food as we do. 3. Being kicked out when your friends come over. Dogs are super social creatures, so keeping them cooped up in the backyard and ignoring them when your friends come over is like putting them in solitary confinement. But when you let them out to mingle with your guests, it's a win-win situation. Not only will your furry friend get to bond with your buddies, but they'll also learn to behave better around new people. So let your pup join the party and watch them have a blast. 4. Cleaning them too often. Did you know that dogs have their own special way of keeping themselves clean? Yep, their body scent is actually a way of communicating with other dogs or animals. So if you're washing your pup too frequently when they're not actually dirty, you're not doing them any favors. And when you do wash them, it's important to avoid using scented products. Why? Well, the smell of those perfumed shampoos on their fur may actually send them running straight outside to roll around in the stinkiest thing they can find. Why, you ask? Because they want to change their body scent, of course. 5. Being scolded without understanding why. It's totally normal to feel upset or angry when your pup does something you don't like, but it's important to remember that our dogs don't really understand what they did wrong or what's going on when we scold them. In fact, by getting angry and scolding them, we're just passing on our negative energy without actually addressing the real problem, which can create a lot of stress and confusion for your dog. Instead, try using positive reinforcement. Reward the behaviors you like and ignore the ones you don't. That way, you'll be able to train your pup without causing any unnecessary stress. 6. Forced socialization. Did you know that just because dogs are pack animals doesn't necessarily mean they want to socialize all the time? Think about it. Do you want to talk to every person you meet on the street? Well, just like humans, dogs don't always want to bond with every dog they come across. If your furry pal seems to be aggressive towards certain dogs, it's important not to force them to be together and expect them to just magically warm up to each other. It's totally okay for dogs to have their own preferences when it comes to socializing. 7. Overexercise. Fit people who go for daily runs or bike rides often like to take their furry friends along for some company. But it's important to remember that extended runs can actually be pretty tough or even harmful for certain breeds or senior dogs. For instance, short-nosed breeds like pugs and bulldogs have respiratory issues that can make it tough for them to handle long-distance running. And if your dog is older than 8, it's always best to consult with your vet and get their advice on what kind of exercise routine would work best for them. That way, you can keep your pup healthy and happy for years to come. 8. Summer heat. Did you know that dogs don't sweat as humans do? That means they don't tolerate high temperatures as well as we do. Even though your pup has a few sweat glands in their pores, these don't really help regulate their body temperature all that much. Instead, a dog's primary cooling mechanism is actually panting. But sometimes even panting isn't enough to keep them from overheating, so it's really important to make sure your furry friend stays in the shade or in an air-conditioned room or car. You should also always make sure to provide them with plenty of water. And if it's just too darn hot outside, you can always cool your pup down by getting them wet. 9. Rough housing. Kids can be super unpredictable and impulsive, right? And sometimes that unpredictability can really agitate or annoy a dog, especially if they're not used to being around such high-energy creatures. Sometimes kiddos might even pull on a dog's ears or tail, poke their eyes, or try to ride a big dog like a pony. Yikes! So before you have kids over to your place, it's always a good idea to ask their parents to explain the rules of the road to their little ones. That way, everyone knows how to behave around your dog, and if the kids are playing too rough and your dog seems concerned, it's always best to put your pup in a room that's off limits to the children. That way, your furry friend can relax and you can enjoy your time with your guests without anyone getting hurt. 10. The baby treatment. Many dog owners mistakenly think of their furry friends as their babies, but it's important to treat your dog like a dog. Sometimes owners project human emotions and reasoning onto their pets, leading to misunderstandings and issues. For example, a dog that chews furniture may not be seeking revenge, but instead may be stressed, sick, or undertrained. By treating your dog like a baby, you could inadvertently cause more problems and hinder training. Additionally, some owners may discourage their dog's natural behaviors such as sniffing and exploring. But it's important to embrace your dog's natural instincts and love them for who they are. Hang in there because here's a bonus tip. Don't ignore your dog once you've had a baby. Bringing a new baby home can be an exciting yet stressful time for both parents and pets. Some pet owners might unintentionally ignore their furry friends, leaving them feeling neglected and anxious. But it's essential to continue giving your dog plenty of love and attention when the baby is around. In fact, studies have shown that having a pet can actually benefit babies by increasing levels of serotonin, a happy chemical that boosts well-being and happiness in humans. So don't forget about your furry friend when you welcome your new bundle of joy. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell button so you can get notified whenever there's a new video for you and your furry friend to watch.